I do have to throw this question out there because this was something that came up in pre-show, right?
Yep.
So if you have kids or if you don't have kids, how much do you think preschool should cost a year?
Okay,
Because
so can we also do the premise? Let's back up.
Okay, do the
Yes,
premise.
we
Do the
want.
premise.
So yes, everybody, if you missed the early part of the show, Candace and I are selling the house, and we're moving in the perimeter. So right now we live on Tequila, and we're selling the house, moving ITP. And so we were like, "Yo, Candace is trying to look for a school for the baby, right? So looking for preschool for the 3-year-old. Right now, he's going to a 3-day program that's like half day. She was looking for a full day program, all day. Bet. So that sets the scene for the show. And so, boom, y'all throw in the comment section what y'all, if you have kids, whatever, what you're paying for childcare. And then I will tell you what we are seeing moving into the city versus what we're paying right now for our Tequila United Methodist Church preschool program. Boom. That sets the story.
Yeah, because I do feel like to a certain extent, when it comes to childcare, it's like childcare is like one of those things that's so secretive, right? Like just with like car insurance or something like that. Like you don't really go around asking people like how much y'all pay, how much you pay, whatever, bruh. But getting the conversation out there will let you know that it's a little bit more insane than what you think it is, or you got a bigger blessing than what you were prepared to recognize sometimes, right?
But see, can I make the argument that it's because we don't talk about it enough that is the reason why we getting charged what we getting charged?
Yeah, probably.
Because it could be two schools right across the street from each other. One of them charging this, one of them charging that, but ain't nobody talking about that shit. They're like, yo, we just gonna keep going up and ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Right. And it's like, nah, we kind of need to get this out there to the community. People got to be talking about it. So why don't you tell people? Just go on.
So again, Avery goes, the baby goes to, or went to this year, the Tequila United Methodist Church, same spot that Xavier went to. They was charging for a 3-day program. I think it's 3 days. My wife will correct me if I'm wrong. 9 to 1, give or take, maybe 10 to 1, 10 to 2. Hell, I don't remember. Anyway, half day, it was $180 per person. I mean, $180 a month, right? And so we knew we was winning, right? Like, hey, we knew we was winning, but we didn't know how much we was winning.
0.
180. We didn't know we was winning a month until now. Candace is looking for a new spot for the baby by the new house, and so she called one spot. These jokers wanted 13 G's for the year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for fucking what? like 13 G's for the year, not including, so whatever that is monthly, but the monthly fee didn't include like activities and field trips and shit. I'm like, what else more do you need?
Right.
You getting 13 G's from people.
Yeah.
Like,
per kid.
I didn't know. Per fucking kid.
Per kid.
How many kids in the classroom? What are we talking? How many kids in that classroom? 6, 8?
Right.
8 kids? So you talking about 13 G's for 8 kids.
That's like
that classroom just cleared $104,000.
Easy.
For class.
Easy. Bang, bang. And then do this. How many teachers you think in the classroom? 8 kids. How many
teachers? They getting 2 teachers, but I guarantee you them 2 teachers ain't get, the main teacher gonna get 45, right?
So I don't even think she get 45. I'm gonna give
her an inflation raise. I'm gonna give her an inflation raise.
45. And then what the second teacher get?
The second teacher is a parapro, so she ain't getting 45. She might on a good day get 27.5.
All right, so 27.5, 45. What you got?
That means that the profit for that class is $31,500. $31,500 per fucking class. I'm sorry.
Never mind that when they get up to the bigger classes, they got more kids. They got more kids in the class, right? God, let me tell you. So Danielle has chimed in. Danielle says, I feel like it's like that with a lot of things. No one talks about how much they pay for X. How are you making XYZ happen? And that probably lets places keep charging what they do. Share hacks and tips with your community. I love my wife. But Danielle, I'm about to put us on blast because this is what happened to us. And this ain't really putting us on blast. We were looking for schools with Cooper, right? I feel like
Danielle said she paid $580 a week.
That's to Keisha. Keisha says she paying $580
a week.
No. Let's back up. So we were looking for schools for Cooper for a minute. We came across this place in Decatur. So me and Jeff are talking about in town schools, and we came across a place called Soul Shine. And the only thing I remember about this place is that this lady took us on a tour and then showed us a garden. And she said, "Oh yeah, we have a sustainability curriculum." And I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Oh, our kids, they plant food in the garden and then we harvest it and then feed it to them. So like they're gonna grow cabbage and then we're gonna harvest the cabbage and then they're gonna eat it." And I was like, "You got them out there doing manual labor?" Like they making their own food. And then Jeff asked me how much was tuition. This school I just looked up their tuition rate, $1,580 a month. That's a cool 19,000 a year to send your kid to downtown Decatur and have him tell you what you do at school today. I grew cabbage and then I ate it. That cabbage was great because it's fresh. And they were like, kids need to understand the sustainability, blah, 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 blah. And then we talked with someone else and they were like, "Oh, no. To Keisha's point, these other people we know was like, yeah, we pay a lot more, but our kid does the Mandarin program at school. They do the dual immersion Mandarin program." And I was like, "Do y'all speak Mandarin?" And they were like, "No, we don't speak Mandarin." I was like, "So how you know you're not getting hustled out here?" I gotta speak the second language that my kid is coming up and speaking there. Because if I don't speak it, I ain't paying for it, man. I'm sorry, man. You kids tripping. These schools tripping.
I can't even lie to you, bro. Like she told me that price, and so there was two sides of me, right? There's two sides in my mind that said, okay, he only got 1 year before he get to Georgia pre-K, so like, because we selling the house, if that's where you really, really want, write the check and then be done, right? Just write the check from the proceeds of the house and just be done with it. And then the other side of me got angry. I'm like, fuck. I was like, no. No. It don't make no sense to pay nobody 15 G's for a 3-year-old to go to school. They not get, like, me sending my kid to this school don't get him no scholarship tomorrow. It don't guarantee him going to college for free. Like, nope. So this is one of those things. It made me. I was just like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, just pick a school, sign them up. Don't tell me how much it costs. Like, there are things, right? I don't need to know how much things cost. I just want to know that X is happening, because if I find out how much it costs, then I get angry. And 13 G's, 13 G's,
I'm telling you. All this stuff, the school stuff is a hustle, man. These kids, like, if you're, so I do know, I don't know about all these schools, but I do know that there are some schools that cost even more than 20,000 a year, right? But it's like, you got to sustain that from the time the kid is in that program. Now you got to go find the more expensive elementary program. You got to find the more expensive middle, high school, and all that. And I'm just like, Danielle knows, and this is controversial to a certain point. I just believe in being active in the public school system, but that's not always a option for everyone. And I understand that there are some really underfunded, under-resourced public schools that just are too problematic. But it's just rough out here. Like when you think about it, the line that they try to tell you is that if you don't spend 20,000 on your kid, then you're setting them up for failure later on. And I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm okay if Cooper does not speak Mandarin or Spanish or French fluently by the time he's in kindergarten. I'm actually like, he's like, the other day, Cooper threw a temper tantrum, right? And I appreciated this about his school. And this is the only way this would happen because I don't know how I would teach him. He threw a temper tantrum and I said, all right, man, I need you to count to 10, right? He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I said, oh, okay. Can you count to 15? He said, no. I said, you can't count to 15? He said, no, I can't count to 15. I said, try. He was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I was like, oh, can you count to 20? He counts to 20. I said, can you count to 30? He's steady counting up higher and higher and higher. And I'm like, I didn't even know you can count that far. Keep going. We got up to like 60. And Cooper's still counting all the way up. The whole time not realizing he's like de-escalating himself because he's just focused on counting up higher and higher and higher. But the fact that they taught my 3-year-old how to count, I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. Right. I didn't think he could do that. I like that education. You know what I mean?
Yeah.